Up everybody, this is a 1999 TE410. It's a good old Husqvarna. I picked this up and it came out of the guy's trailer. I'm just showing you what I got. I got a socket stuck on this spark. It's another day here working on the old Husqvarna. But I just want to show you guys, I keep some stuff at my parents' house too. I just have like a random assortment of tools here. So I'm gonna pull this off, pull the gas tank off, get the gas tank flushed, clean the carb out, pull the clutch and the clutch basket out, see if the motor turns over after spraying some WD-40 in it. And once again, I got that socket stuck. So yeah, just fix my mistakes. Gas tank's off, intake's off, spilled a bunch of gas everywhere. What's new? Okay, this is the old clutch. I guess the newer old one that I plan on replacing. You can see there's still a little bit left. This is the clutch I pulled out. She is definitely getting there, to say the least. Yeah, versus this is what I plan on putting in. No, it's not perfect, but it is what it is. We'll see if it works. Now, I'm gonna have to do some rehab on this, clutch basket. See all those? And I thought when I bought this, the guy was like, oh, this is a pretty good clutch basket. They're about the same. And I'd rather just keep this all in there actually and just use this area right here. I'll just bump it over to right here. And I'll just put a file in there. And then I'll switch some oil around and call it a day. I might pull it out. Time will tell. Oh, something else I noticed. You can see that down there. There's a pretty big dent. This thing's been crashed a lot. The coolant is full. So, yeah. I just want to get this thing running, man. I'm not. All right, a little life hack. This is a little dropper bottle. Fun fact about my personal life. I work for a dietary supplement company. So this is just an extra. Just gonna go right down in the hole real quick. If you can see that. I'm gonna fill this piston with just some oil that I got. What's nice about these droppers, so when you're doing the clutch, you get a thin layer of oil. There we are. A thin layer of oil, right? And you can simply just give this a good squeeze. Pulls up all that oil. And then you can put oil wherever you want. Like down a cylinder. I was gonna shoot some WD-40, but I'm worried because all that crap. So I'm gonna let that sit and I'm gonna come back, clean this all up. All right, I started following this one. I'm just doing it in the clutch basket. I'm gonna put oil in it and flush it around regardless, and then do another oil change on it. I'm not that concerned. This little motor's probably seen worse things, but I also have some Q-tips, so I'll do some passes. You can see right there, I started to file it down. It's not like there's a lot that comes off. I can hit it with some Q-tips. If this thing just blows up right away, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I don't feel like trying to take this off to file it down, then put it back in. When they give me this nice little work area, and I can show you what I'm doing, I got a few files down here, and I'm just hitting it like that. Let me get this angle, the action shot. I know I'm gonna have to get all the way back there. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna file this one down and compare it with the others. And maybe I will pull this out. I don't know. Let me know if you think this is a stupid idea. All right, in case anybody's wondering, I'm not going for like a full restoration on this. I just want this thing to be able to rip again. You can see right there. It's one of the ones I filed compared to that one right there. So it's definitely a big improvement. there's not that much metal shavings. I keep using just an oily paper towel, and I wipe it off. This is one of the most recent ones I've done. Right there. I just got done with that one. There's still a little indent, but there's also a little indent on the top side too. We can get to focus on that. But definitely doing a lot better than before. That one looks good. But then like this one that I just got done with, we bump it up. See, that's pretty smooth. There's these little notches on this one. So this is what's inside the bike. This is an extra one. It's also freaking garbage too. If you see right there, those little notches, they make it kind of hard to get a file down in there. But I mean, if this were to be out like how it should be, but I told myself if I could find a socket here. I have them at another garage. This is just my little bike garage that I just popped that off real quick. I don't have the socket, and I don't know. It's kind of nice. This is held in place, so I'll let you know what it looks like when it's all done. All right, so I flushed out some of those bits. I poured some more oil in. A lot of metal fragments came out. I don't see any really tucked in there. So it's looking pretty good. I've been putting the new used clutch disc back in. Everything seems to be going well. All right, we got all the plates back in, and then you see there's a little rod there. That rod, you can see it extended out a little bit. I'll push it back in. It pushes this guy out, which in return pushes what gets bolted on. Woohoo! It pushes this, what gets bolted on, out. Do you see that? So I'm pulling the clutch, and it slowly just pushes it out. And so I need to get this guy. These are all my old clutches. Those can go right there. Yeah, I'm working real clean. I need to put some oil on this, and this will get mounted on right there again, and snug all those up to torque spec. And there's this springs that will hold this on, and that's kind of how the clutch works. All right, I got that cover put on, and now we're slapping the clutch cover back on. You can see when I pull the clutch, I'm getting some good engagement. Okay, here it is out. Oh, it's evening time. All right, this is what it's looking like. Just gonna give it a blast off. Some of these harder to reach parts. And then I'll lube up the chain too, clean off the stain. All right, now here's the finished product. Let me scan over to the other side. Probably should have done this before I actually opened it up, but yeah, you live and you learn. I'm gonna take my shop vac, spray off all the water that I can, and call it a day on that. All right, we're back at it. I got the carb pulled off. These things, it's literally just this one nut that holds the carb all together, and the jets. Let me get this angle. Yeah, look at these jets. Look at all this. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Oof. It almost looks like some algae's going on in there. I definitely did spray pretty heavily. There's dirt in there. I'm gonna get all this sprayed out and cleaned out. You cannot see through any of these, so it's gonna need a little bit of soaking, but it'll all be good. Get it all cleaned out, put it back together, and hopefully next, we're actually gonna move down here. This is the oil line. It goes from the bottom of the motor to the top of the motor. You take this off to actually, get this out of the way, to actually change the oil on this bike. It doesn't have a filter on it. Filters are for the weak But yeah, I'm gonna drop that bolt. It's just a 14 mil and then 2 8 mils. Let me show you. Yeah, these 2 8 mils. And then there's a filter behind there. So I'm gonna get all that off and I'll show you. Okay, I got this hole all cleaned up. A lot better than where it's at. Then I dropped some oil in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drop the spark plug in there. All right, I'm gonna use the tin foil setup. I don't know if you've ever used that before. I wanna show you, oh, well, this is pretty anticlimactical. It looks like I drained enough out. I'm gonna get that filter pulled and clean it out. This is all it is, just this little filter. And you just spray it off with brake clean and then slap it back in. Okay, this oil, oops. Okay, this oil, I want to show you. You're gonna have to angle it like this so you can get the best reflection from it. This is why you change your dirt bike oil. I don't know if you can see all this. We got a little check for the oil level right here. Pretty simple design. You just fill it up until it comes out of there. All right, you gotta get it dripping like this, and that's when you know it's filled. Similar to like a car diff cover. I really like this setup instead of the glass sights. It's always hard. So that's all topped off on oil. It should be good to go once we get the gas tank slapped back on and the fuel line ran back to the carburetor. So this is an update. Yeah, things didn't go according to plan. I got my gas can, dropped some gas in there, and you can see this hose right here. It's supposed to connect underneath right there to the gas tank. And it's pretty bad, the hose itself is. So it just leaked out. I didn't think I had that much gas in there, but apparently I did. So I'm gonna let this air out, kind of take a breather, and yeah. All right, back to it. We got some vinegar on the floor. Life hack, it gets rid of that like really bitter gas smell in garages. I got vinegar there. I just splash it around. And then I also have this right here. It's a little bit of soap. I sprayed on top of there too. I'm trying to just do something about it. Okay, after my trip to O'Reilly's, I went and picked up some fuel line hose. This is gonna fix the problem. Hopefully not lead to... All right, it's a fresh day. I got kind of discouraged last time. What's happening is that the carb is still gunked up and it doesn't realize when the throttle's on or off, and it thinks it's on all the time. So I'm gonna take it out. I need to clean it a little bit more thoroughly. I just took the carb apart a little bit and shot out the jets, but I need to go through the whole thing and see like what's really in there. Stuff like this used to really frustrate me if I was working on a project and it wasn't going according to plan. But you know what, that's life. And the quicker that you can just get past that, take a day off if you need to, and then get back to it. I do learn from my past mistakes. I just took the tank off and it spilled gas, but I'm outside this time, so not that big of a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the carburetor necessities pulled off, and I'll probably wheel it back inside. Okay, we're back in the little garage now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this carb pulled off. I'm just gonna undo the choke. This is actually the choke to the bike. It seems to work. If you look up there, I moved something in there. This is a Delorto carb. I had Delortos and an old 914 Porsche that I had. They're pretty good in the performance world, but like anything that's carbureted, it'll have issues every now and then. So I'm gonna pull this top piece off right there, and if I unscrew there, then I should be able to pull the whole thing out. All right, I'm not a carburetor expert, so I'm actually recording this for my own benefit. So we got everything loosened up, and I'm gonna be pulling this out. Oh, wow. All right, so we're at a point where we can just pull this carb out. And let's look in there. I'm just gonna get this all cleaned up so that hopefully it won't stick a wide open throttle like it was before. Pop this off, make sure everything gets cleaned out just with some carb clean. slap it all back together, give it some gas again, and hopefully it doesn't leak anymore, but all right, I got some freaking carb clean all over my hand, and I'm gonna show you if we can get this to focus on that. This is what was stuck up. It used to not come down, so now when it goes up and down, it comes, and you can look in there. That's all clean. I don't know what else it would be. A lot of times these older bikes, man, you just gotta freaking give it a shot. Just pull everything apart and go from there. Just start spraying brake clean or carb clean on everything. Put it back together, put some gas to it, and see if you fixed it. This is a weird one. Most of the time, I'll have a lot better of an idea. I've never worked on this bike before. Delordos are a little bit rare when it comes to carbs. This is like your normal CRF 450. Man, you could just go on YouTube and some guy's gonna show you how to do it. This bike's a little unique in that manner, and that's why I want to get it running and get it going. All right, we got everything back to where it was at. Now we just have to go slap the gas tank on. We got the choke remounted. Everything's running. So hopefully the needle's gonna work this time. Got that all tightened up. Okay, everything's mocked up again. Spilled like, I don't know, at least $2 worth of gas, but no, not that much. Gas prices are just rowdy right now. So I'm gonna get this fueled up again and see what happens. Okay, I got some fuel added. I'm gonna go ahead and flick it to the reserve. And nothing yet. I'm gonna flick it the other way. Before it used to leak right here. And nothing there. Let me go ahead and put the choke on. And I'm gonna give it some kicks. Choke is on. I'm gonna kick this thing over probably for the next like 20 minutes and see if I can get it to go. Okay, I've done probably like 20 kicks. Still not leaking. I added some more gas. I've been switching it back and forth just to see which one is which. But I'll keep kicking. All right, we're more than 10 kicks in. We're like 50. Oh, baby girl. Alright, so I'm in the parking garage, just like a quarter mile from my house, trying to just kick down, but that's not working like kicking on first or second. So I'm gonna go back. I have another idea. This doesn't look suspicious at all. Right next to the college, it looks like I'm still on this bike, but that's where I'm at. Okay, it's a new day. I took an old, what is this? Wheel and tire cleaner. I put some gas in it. I don't need that anymore. I'm just spraying it straight in the carb. And I'm just gonna set you guys up. I've been getting it to kick over pretty decent. We'll see if I can get it running. Okay, so the choke is on. I finally got the idle set right. And I'm just gonna give it one kick.